Hi everyone, welcome to Point Categories presented by LAMP AccuWellness Foundation Inc. featuring LUO connecting collateral points, uses of LUO points. Part 2. The use of the connecting points by themselves is based on the full or empty symptomatology of each connecting channel. The indications of the connecting points according to the full and empty symptoms from Chapter 10 of the Spiritual Axis do not have the same clinical relevance for all points. For example, the indications for LI6, sensation of cold in teeth, fullness and congestion in the chest, are not of great clinical significance. Pericardium 6, Ne Quan, Inner Frontier Gate. LUO connecting point with the 3-heater or the triple burner, opening point of the Yin Wei Mine. Master point of the Yin Wei vessel coupled with Spleen 4. Location on the palmar aspect of the forearm, Tutsun above the transverse crease of the wrist, on the line connecting pericardium 3 and pericardium 7, between the tendons of muscle palmaris longus and muscle flexor carpi radialis. LUO connecting point of the pericardium meridian. Pericardium 6 is an extremely popular and useful point. It is very helpful in treating insomnia and calming the Shen. It also is the point to use for nausea and vomiting. Furthermore, it can be used for any condition related to the chest. Needling, perpendicular insertion, 0.5 to 1 Sun. PC6 is one of the most important points of acupuncture, with a great number of different functions. It has a specific action on the chest and can therefore be used for any chest problems. More specifically, it moves qi and blood in the chest and is the point of choice for discomfort or pain of the chest due to stagnation of qi or blood. PC6 has a powerful calming action on the mind and can be used in anxiety caused by any of the heart patterns. It also calms the mind by its indirect action on the liver, to which the pericardium is related within the terminal yin. It can therefore be used for irritability due to stagnation of liver qi, particularly if combined with anxiety from a heart pattern. It is particularly effective in women and is most useful to calm the mind in women suffering from premenstrual depression and irritability. It also promotes sleep. In addition to its action on the heart and liver, PC6 is a major point to affect the stomach, particularly the upper and middle part of the stomach. It subdues rebellious stomach qi and is the point of choice to treat nausea and vomiting. It can also be used in most excess stomach patterns characterized by epigastric pain, acid regurgitation, hiccup, and belching. As it is the connecting point of the pericardium channel, it connects with the triple burner channel, and it is effective in treating neck ache on the occiput, especially in women. Women often suffer from neck ache after a hysterectomy, and this point is very effective in treating it. Indeed, the explanation of the acupuncture point says, when the pericardium is empty, there is stiffness of the head. Finally, owing to its relationship with the liver and its action of invigorating blood, PC6 indirectly connects with the blood of the uterus and can be used to regulate irregular or painful periods. The pericardium influences the uterus also, due to the connection between the heart and uterus through the uterus vessel, Pao Mai. Pericardium and triple burner are paired officials within the fire element. The connection with the triple burner occurs where they converge in the chest, not locally. Their roles both involve maintaining good communication and protection between themselves and all the officials. This is a wonderfully harmonizing calming point. The heart protector is said to open to the inside, while the triple burner opens to the outside. Both officials have, as part of their role, being intermediaries, the heart protector between the world and the heart and throughout the body, mind, and spirit via the mind, and the triple burner as the mediator par excellence for all the officials to carry out their work. So, Pericardium 6 will help bring many aspects of the body, mind, and spirit into better communication. Clear, calm communication engenders trust and smooth working relations between the officials. This point is often used with triple burner 5, outer frontier gate, to impart the full balancing potential of this partnership. But even alone, PC6 will help create better balance, particularly with triple burner. It strengthens and steadies the pericardium when it is feeling shaky or under threat, integrates the inner and outer, enables appropriate communication, not too close nor too open and vulnerable. Pericardium 6 also regulates and tonifies the heart. Apart from a connecting channel direct from PC6 to the heart, at the start of the pericardium meridian, a deep pathway enters the heart and then crosses with REN 17, which some texts call the front mu point for the pericardium. This is the Hui meeting influential point of the Qi, the sea of Qi, as well as the meeting point of the Renmai with spleen, kidney, small intestine, and triple burner, and gives this point enormous influence, especially for tonifying the heart and lungs. Because of the direct connection with the heart, PC6 can have a steadying effect on the heart, opening and calming the chest, and brightening the mental functioning and consciousness when a lack of joy and vitality have burdened the heart protector. Triple burner 5. Why Guan outer frontier gate or outer pass, LUO connecting point meeting with the pericardium meridian in the chest, opening point of the Yang Wei Mai, master point of the Yang Wei vessel coupled with Gallbladder 41. Location on the dorsal aspect of the forearm on the line connecting Sanjiao 4 and the tip of the elbow to Tsun above the transverse crease of the wrist between the ulna and radius. LUO connecting point of the Sanjiao meridian. Sanjiao 5 is a very important point to use for releasing exterior wind heat. Needling perpendicular insertion 0.5 to 1 Tsun. Triple burner 5 is a major point to release the exterior and expel wind heat. It must nearly always be used to expel wind heat when there are such symptoms as fever, sore throat, slight sweating, aversion to cold, and a floating rapid pulse. It is especially indicated in invasions of external wind heat when there is an earache. It can be used for the greater yang stage of the 6 stages, wind heat type, or the defensive qi level of the 4 levels, and also for the lesser yang pattern within the 6-stage pattern identification or the gallbladder heat pattern of the 4-level pattern identification. Triple burner 5 is the main point to regulate the lesser yang when the pathogenic factor is half in the exterior and half in the interior, with such symptoms as alternation of chills and fever, irritability, hypochondrial pain, bitter taste, blurred vision, and a wiry pulse. According to some sources, triple burner 5 can actually expel all 6 pathogenic factors: wind, heat, cold, dampness, dryness, and fire. Triple burner 5 is also a major point for the treatment of painful obstruction syndrome of the arm, shoulder, and neck, and is indeed a general point for painful obstruction syndrome from wind. As it is the LUO connecting point, it affects the whole area irrigated by the connecting channel and the muscles and sinews along the channel. Triple burner 5 benefits the ears and can be used whenever there is an ear infection from an invasion of exterior wind heat or tinnitus and deafness from liver fire or liver yang rising. Finally, triple burner 5 indirectly subdues liver yang rising because of the triple burner connection with the gallbladder within the lesser yang, and is very much used as a distal point to treat migraine headaches on the temples from rising of liver yang. Outer frontier gate, Sanjiao 5, continues the fire theme of communication. As the LUO connecting point with the heart protector, its area of influence is immense. The fire element as a whole is responsible for communication within the body, mind, and spirit. Our inner condition as well as smooth relations between the individual, the external world, and other people. The heart protector protects the heart from without and then focuses its communications within body, mind, and spirit, while the triple burner harmonizes within and reaches expansively to the outside. When there is internal agitation, feelings of insecurity, or depletion disturbing the spirit and mind, this gate point can help settle and fortify both through its links with the heart protector and its own regulating properties. Triple burner and heart protector are a partnership within fire, and the role of the junction points of each ensures this free communication and regulation. Sanjiao 5 meets with the pericardium not locally, but in the chest or heart area itself. A reminder that fire is about expressing one's individuality. The maturity of fire is that flowering and acceptance of oneself. Outer frontier gate is often treated with pericardium 6, inner frontier gate, to bring balance and appropriateness of communication. When the person is too exhausted to participate and make contact with others, this point can invigorate the triple burner's ability to flexibly accommodate and relate with people and groups, finding the correct level, keeping the communication at the right temperature socially as within the body, and allowing the free flow of warmth, affection, and enthusiasm. It communicates the message of the heart through the realm of the body, mind, and spirit, and relays information back to it. As the opening point on the Yang Wei Mai, which links all the yang meridians of the body, Sanjiao 5 is suited to assist conditions which affect the yang particularly. It indirectly calms liver yang via the Shao Yang connection with gallbladder, and is much used for headaches, migraines, throbbing temples, and for all types of yang headaches. The most important function of gallbladder 37 is that of benefiting the eyes, improving eyesight, and eliminating floaters in the eyes. It is particularly effective for eye problems due to liver fire, as it conducts fire downwards. The gallbladder is an extraordinary fool. It works only with what is pure and clear, and stores and excretes refined essence and chi. If gallbladder is imbalanced, distortion can appear at all levels of the body, mind, and spirit. Contorted decisions and plans, confusion, poisoned imagination, and perceptions will further injure the gallbladder. Use Gallbladder 37 to bring balance, correct and clear-sighted decision, and upright judgment making, to purify the perspective, to re-establish benevolence and Ming radiance of the spirit, and to restore the free flow of the gallbladder and liver qi in the negotiation and continuity of life. This clear yang aspect of the gallbladder not only lightens the spirit but restores a deep vitality within us. It is a major point for eye disorders, not just as a distal gallbladder point, but as the LUO connecting point with its elemental pairing, the liver, which opens into the eyes. Gallbladder 37 is said to restore light to the eyes, improving eyesight, and eliminating floaters. This harmonizing effect or aspect of this point makes it useful for unilateral headaches and tension of the jaw. Gallbladder 37 conducts fire downwards and is of use when liver fire is harassing the eyes or when a person is easily irascible and angry. Good when medication has overtaxed the liver and gallbladder. The activating effect of this point, and it being the LUO connecting point with the liver meridian, gives it far-reaching effects, making it helpful for tension, pain, numbness, and weakness of the legs, and to regulate the circulation of qi in the leg. The gallbladder meridian also passes through the thorax, and this point is beneficial when there is tenderness and distension of the breasts and possible emotional lability that can arise with premenstrual tension, usually from liver qi stagnation. Liver 5, liiko, woodworm ditch, insect ditch, or draining shells, woodworm canal. LUO connecting junction point of the liver. Location: on the medial aspect of the lower leg, 5 tsun, above the tip of the medial malleolus, on the middle of the medial aspect of the tibia. LUO connecting point of the liver meridian. Needling subcutaneous insertion 0.5 to 0.8 tsun. Liver 5 has a specific affinity for the genital and urinary area. The liver connecting LUO channel departs from this point and flows up the inner aspect of the thigh to encircle the genitals. This point can therefore be used for any urinary symptom deriving from stagnation of liver qi, such as distension of the hypogastrium, distension and pain before urination, and retention of urine. Liver 5 resolves dampness in this area and is therefore used for urnial and genitourinary disorders, with such symptoms as vaginal discharge, cloudy urine, swelling and pain of the vulva, pain in the scrotum. Besides influencing the genital area, liver 5 also affects the throat and is used for stagnation of liver qi in the throat, causing the typical sensation of lump in the throat and of being unable to swallow. This sensation is related to emotional tension, and it comes and goes according to the emotional state. It is called plum stone syndrome in Chinese medicine, as the person feels as if he or she has an obstruction in the throat. The wood element is responsible for the tendons, and the genitals are considered the gathering place of the sinews. Looking at the liver meridian, the primary pathway encircles the genitals. The connecting and sinew muscle pathways pass through the genitals, and the divergent meridian rises to the pubic area, so the liver has great influence over this area connected to procreation. The liver LUO connecting meridian departs from here, connecting with the gallbladder meridian, and flows up the medial aspect of the thigh to encircle the genitals. In this region, it crosses with REN 2, 3, and 4. The power of the liver is birth, and in a state of health, all the resonance of the upward, outward movement of spring, growth, the unfolding of a life are found here. If liver chi is lacking, then this development is thwarted, frustrated, timid, and frightened rather than bold and assertive. If liver blood is also deficient, you see people who are easily startled, who stop and start and cannot manifest a smooth progression in their life. The liver stores the blood, and the smooth flow of liver chi is what ensures the correct release and flow of blood. This point enriches Yin, contains the blood, spreads liver chi, is used for many menstrual problems, and sustains and soothes the spirit. Liver 5 also affects the throat, through which the deep pathway of the liver meridian passes, and is used for stagnation of liver chi in the throat, causing a feeling of a lump in the throat or a plum stone feeling, and for moving stagnation of oppression, worry, depression, when the spirit of wood needs purifying. When there is frustration and depression, can't see the wood for the trees. It can harmonize and calm the spirit. As a LUO connecting point, liver 5 brings stability and harmony to all interactions of the liver and gallbladder. The gallbladder, as an extraordinary fu, works only with what is pure, clear, and decisive. This point maintains their smooth relations, whether at the level of coordinating the timing of the release of blood to the extremities, making a start on a plan, or having hope for the future. REN 15, Chou Wei, dovetail, spirit mansion, turtle dovetail, tail screen. Connecting LUO point of REN Mai, front mu point for heart protector or pericardium with REN 17. Source point of the 5 yin organs. Location on the anterior median line of the upper abdomen, one tsun below the xyphisternal synchondrosis. LUO connecting point of the REN vessel. Needling, oblique insertion, downwards, 0.4 to 0.6 tsun. REN 15 is a very important and powerful point to calm the mind. According to Chapter 1 of the Spiritual Axis, it is the source point of all the yin organs, which means that it affects the original qi or yuan qi of all yin organs. This point nourishes all yin organs, and it calms the mind, particularly in deficiency of yin and or blood. It has a very powerful calming action in severe anxiety, worry, emotional upsets, fears, or obsessions. Although its indications show that it can be used to open the mind's orifices in serious mental conditions from a full condition, we use this point in mental emotional states occurring against a background of deficiency of blood or yin. REN15 has an important influence on the chest. It opens the chest and promotes the descending of qi. A useful aspect of this action is that REN15 promotes the descending of both lung qi, cough, wheezing, breathlessness, and heart qi, anxiety, sighing, feeling of oppression of the chest. The connecting LUO channel of the directing vessel starts at this point, which controls it. From this point, the connecting vessel branches out in numerous small branches, fanning out over the abdomen. When the connecting vessel is empty, there is itching of the abdomen. When it is in excess, there is pain of the abdomen. REN15 can be used for empty or full conditions of the connecting channel. The name arises from the anatomy of the chest, the sternum being said to resemble the back of a turtle dove, the ribs its feathers, and the xiphoid process its tail. Dovetail treats at the level of the spirit, particularly for the heart protector or pericardium. The role of the heart protector is to screen the heart from direct attack, but this can impact the heart protector itself, leading to feeling emotionally bruised and vulnerable, wearied and fragile. The heart protector and RENMai both play a part in protecting the heart. REN15 steadies and regulates the qi. Dovetail's connection with RENMai and the blood and the circulation of the blood and yin. Its role as the source point to the original qi of the 5 yin organs make it a hugely sustaining resource for the heart protector at this level. The connection with the yin and blood will succor the heart protector and ground it, imparting strength and encouraging appropriate opening and closing when relating. If we are secure in ourselves, we can be more expansive. This nourishing aspect of the RENMai and its association with taking responsibility encourages the maturity of fire. When the heart protector has retired hurt and become defensive, then RENMai can help it recover and realign with its consciousness and higher purpose, knowing that it can endure and retain the sincerity and compassion appropriate to fire and its role as the heart's protector. Benefits the original qi through being the source point of all the yin organs. So it nourishes yin, and this helps calm the mind and spirit, particularly where this arises from deficiency of yin. REN15 regulates the heart, helps to clear stagnation when there are feelings of oppression and sad resignation from stagnation of qi and blood, expands and relaxes the chest, calms the spirit. REN15 is the front mu point for the heart protector. Front mu points become spontaneously tender when their associated organ is imbalanced. Because of this spontaneous reaction, some consider them mostly for acute situations. But mu means to collect, raise, enlist, and the qi of the associated zangfu collects and concentrates at these points. Front mu points are yin in nature and can be used in non-acute situations to nourish and strengthen the particular zangfu, but without a direct effect on the particular meridian. They can also be combined with the bakshu point of the same associated zangfu for a particularly reinforcing and strengthening treatment. The LUO connecting channel of RENMai leaves the REN channel at the inferior border of the sternum at REN15 and spreads over the abdomen. Transforms phlegm in the heart, so can be used when there is hysteria, mania, and intolerance of noise. REN15 clears heat, benefits the diaphragm, redirects rebellious qi downwards. Do1 is the beginning and connecting point of the governing vessel. Being the connecting point, it connects with the directing vessel. It can therefore be used to eliminate obstructions from both the directing and the governing vessel. For this reason, it affects both lower orifices. Do1 is very much used as a local point for prolapse of the anus. It also resolves damp heat in the anus and is therefore used for hemorrhoids. Being at the lowermost end of the governing vessel, Do1 can be used to affect the top part, that is, the brain. It is therefore used to calm the mind and open the mind's orifices in mental diseases characterized by agitation and hypomania. Tumai is called the Sea of Yang. It oversees, organizes, and directs the Yang and all the expressions and circulations of Yang in the body, mind, and spirit. In health, like the spine, Tumai is a strong directing influence for our life. It grants our ability to be upright in the world and to operate with power and consciousness, to have strength and conviction like the spine, but also to take a balanced view. Tumai runs through the center of the back and to be appropriately flexible. Rigidity, whether physical or mental, constricts the natural ascending reach of Tumai. Tumai arises in the depths of the lower jaw, differentiates itself from Ranmai, and ascends to the head. It begins in a yin place and carries its yang power of movement, clarity and connection with spirit, to the brain, another yin mass, this time in a heavenly aspect of the body. Being the first point on the Tumai, this point represents something of the essential quality of Tumai. Tumai administers and guards the yang within us, and the first point on Tumai is called long strength. As the name implies, it affects, tonifies, and imparts strength to the whole spinal column, the stairway to heaven, as well as to Tumai itself. Tumai leads the yang of the body, mind, and spirit, and circulates the chi to all the meridians. If Tumai is weak, often the whole body is weak. Tu1 helps us maintain our uprightness and infuses the whole person with strength and pure yang. Long strength is the most distal point on the Tumai. It particularly affects the brain and is useful to brighten the mind and spirit, as well as bring calm when there is mental or physical feverishness. If clear yang fails to penetrate the brain, there will be mental sluggishness and emotional lability. Conversely, mania can result if there is excess yang and phlegm blocking the transformations of the heart, resulting in outbursts and agitation. Du1 calms the spirit. It calms the spirit in the way that someone, a governor who assumes control with confidence and directs and oversees a region, can allow everyone else to relax and get on with the task before them. Tumai oversees the yang and the chi. It can help reawaken the spirit and steady it where there is weakness, low back pain, prolapse in the lower jaw, spinal stiffness, and rigidity of body, mind, and spirit. When a person feels deeply distressed and overwhelmed, particularly by interactions with others or the world, rather than an internally generated distress, this can calm the shan by reinforcing its strength and reasserting control. If there is a sense of defeat or withdrawal about a person, that they can easily be laid low by external influences or other people, then Du1 can help strengthen their spirit just as it can strengthen the spine. Spleen 21. Ta Pao, great embracement. great enveloping, general control. Connecting point with the spleen, great connecting channel. Location on the lateral aspect of the chest, on the mid-axillary line in the 6th intercostal space. Major LUO connecting point of the spleen meridian. Needling, oblique or subcutaneous insertion toward the posterior direction, 0.5 to 0.8 soon. Do not puncture point deeply. Spleen 21 controls all the blood connecting channels throughout the body. It is used in generalized pains due to stasis of blood in the connecting channels, the main symptoms being muscular pain moving throughout the body. Spleen 21 is the point of departure of the great connecting channel of the spleen, which from this point disperses in the chest and ribs. This point's name is translated as general control, as the word bow, which normally would mean envelope, here has the meaning of controlling, taking upon oneself. The name therefore refers to the general controlling action of this point on all the blood connecting channels. The spleen great connecting channel brings together from the exterior to the interior all the minute blood connecting channels throughout the body. It is like a great protective envelope that permits exchanges to be carried out within it. For this reason, it is sometimes called the junction point of junction points. Spleen 21 moves blood in the connecting channels. The great LUO of the spleen works from outside to within, while the spleen works from the center to the extremities or periphery by its nourishment of the yin officials and its relationship with the stomach. Together, spleen great connecting channel and the spleen official unify and regulate, bringing movement and sustaining life. Diffusion of the great connecting channel of the spleen over the chest, as well as the pathway of the spleen, means this point is good for moving stagnation of blood, relieving fullness, lifting oppression and depression in the heart area, bringing relief and harmony, rhythm and order where there was dissonance. Spleen 21 allows the spleen to circulate freely and pass through constriction and preoccupation with elegant fluidity. Spleen 21 is used for generalized pain from blood stagnation in the connecting channels, the main symptom being muscular pain moving throughout the body. It moves stagnant qi and blood, particularly in the chest, as spleen 21 controls the great spleen connecting channel, which radiates through the chest. Spleen 21 is often combined with spleen 4, the opening point for the chongmai, which flows through the 3 jiao and affects qi and blood in the chest. All this connection with blood and qi and the areas affected enable the person to feel held and enveloped. Pao means envelope. It is as though the spleen and stomach representing the center of our being, which provides for the exchanges of heavenly and earthly influences and transforms and transports them, ends its superficial pathway with this link with the great LUO junction point, which encourages ever more exchanges, raised to the level of the heart. Chuli is the name for the great LUO of the stomach. The great LUO of the stomach is mentioned in chapter 18 of the Lingshu. The great LUO channel of the stomach is called Chuli. It penetrates the diaphragm, it connects with the lungs, and exits below the left breast. The great LUO connecting channel of the stomach begins in the stomach, passes through the diaphragm, intersects with REN 17, and spreads in the lungs, trachea, and larynx. From the lung, it travels to the heart and emerges in the region of stomach 18, where the heartbeat is visible. Thank you very much for your attention.